Hi friends, welcome back to Chronic Asana. Some of you guys might remember that a little bit over a year ago, I made this video of modifications for down dog without any props, and in which I promised you that I would make you a down dog modifications with props. Well, better late than never. Here we are. So let's talk about some really good propping options for whatever might make down dog uncomfortable for you. We are going to use the wall, a chair, some blocks, and a wedge. And we'll just run kind of like a top down exploration of ways that we can make down dog a lot more comfortable. Let's get to it. So, starting with down dog at the wall, which can be particularly beneficial if you have really sensitive wrists like my own, or if you deal with any sort of blood pressure issues or like vertigo issues that prevent you going towards that inversion, which down dog is so good at offering us, but isn't always right in every day. You can use your best friend, the wall. The only specifications of like what wall are ones that you have a little bit of space on. If you've ever been wondering what's behind my painting, well, we'll find out now. It's just some holes in the wall. But I need a little bit more space upwards because I lack a lot of mobility in my wrist. So I'm just gonna bring my hands to the wall about shoulder width apart like I would in normal down dog. Spread my fingers out nice and wide and start to step back until I like the feeling of still the full palm connection in my wall, but drawing my hips back. Another thing that I absolutely love about this downward facing dog is that I can keep my heels firmly planted on the ground. And so I might be able to start finding that length out through my legs as I pull my hips back. The only thing that I want you to be cognizant of is a really big dip down in the chest. You are still wanting to put some tension into your hands, right? Press into your wall, feel the head pretty level on the inner edge of your biceps, and just start working some energy from there. When you're ready to come out, right, just stand up, keep your balance, and come back up to your wall. Similar ideas, but a little bit different. Let's explore the chair next. So with my chair, I can just progress myself a little bit lower, right? If I'm thinking like the level of my head and my heart, I could use the back of my chair or maybe even like a countertop to be getting those hands and head and heart maybe more on a parallel plane. I'll align my feet underneath my hips and I'll kind of simultaneously press a little energy down as I drag back, right? And because I have really limited wrists, I really like the chair, maybe opposed to the wall to just not even be going into that wrist extension at all. And then similarly, I can progress down, right? Hands onto the seat of my chair as I pull this energy back. And now you can see that my head is ever so slightly lower than my heart. So I'm starting to shift that gravity a little bit. Blocks are probably my favorite option out of all these four because you're probably going to have them around in your practice anyways, and they can easily move like on and off of your mat. So a little bit easier than making sure you're at a wall or that you have a chair around. Blocks will probably be floating around you for whatever practice. And now I'm progressing, even a little bit lower down toward the ground. But because my hands aren't fully on the floor, right, I'm still shifting that center of gravity. So I've gained my, 4 inches here to shift my hips a little bit more over my ankles than over my wrists. So if, again, you got some limited wrist mobility or you want to put limited pressure on the wrists, elbows, shoulders, neck, you're shifting that center of gravity a little bit farther back towards your heels. And then our last progression, which gets us, even closer to the mat, but just changes the slope of the floor, is a wedge. And this one might be a little niche. I don't know if you'll see it in every studio, but just like it sounds, it's shaped like a wedge. It's a little foam piece. You might be able to find them in a different material, maybe cork or even wood, but it gives me a little bit different angle to my floor. So I can keep a little bit more neutral wrists when I'm in this down dog. Now yeah, you can see it, tend to slip a lot on this foam, and I don't think it's just me. And so a little hack that I've come up with, sorry Val, I'm gonna move your foot and your tail. A little hack that I've come up with is I just throw it underneath my mat. And then I get the best of all worlds, right? I've got the sticky of my mat and the slant of my wedge. And now I can stay in, pretty much a full on downward facing dog with a little bit of help to my wrists. So that was just a quick blast through a few options. Of course, there are more, but let me know as you try them which ones feel great to you, which ones feel not so great. What did I miss? Let me know in the comments. If you missed my video of down dog modifications, if you don't have any props around, then watch that one next. Otherwise, you know our slogan, pain's a bitch, yoga helps. See you in the next one.